Hello everyone, this is the second season of First Skills podcast. In this podcast we're going to invite previous First Global Challenge alumni and pretty much hear their stories and what they have to say about it, in addition to the impact it had on them in the future years. So today we are inviting Slim Majdoub. He's a 2017 First Global Challenge alumni. My name is Alaa Ben Ameur and I'll be hosting you today. Hello Slim.
Hi.
So how's everything?
Great, especially seeing you here taking my place as the host of the First Skills podcast, which also is in a new season and a new look.
So for people who don't really know, Slim used to be the actual host of this podcast. And now I'm stealing his place, so so thank you for it.
Well, I'm really grateful. Fatma did that before, and that's how it works from one generation to the other, as it is the case in FGC.
Sure thing. So Slim, in starters, I'd like to say, how does it feel that it is like the experience you had back in 2017, which was in Washington DC? It is already 4 years old. 4 years old, how old are you when you went there?
I'm 20 right now, so I should have been 16 or even 15 when the competition began, like before going to the US in there.
So, does it feel like a pretty long while since then? Especially like, I'm not talking number of years, but rather number of things that happened since then.
Of course, because during those 4 years, experiences didn't stop, learning didn't stop, and also as a participation in the first global challenge, it was not the end. It was not the last one. Even if I didn't go to a specific location, but I'm still working year after year. So yeah, too many things happened, too many other achievements. So it feels like that was a long time ago.
I completely got you on that. But the thing I want to put an emphasis on is likely what I'm going to show you right now on a video. So I'd like you to see this video and tell me what you think about it and how does it make you feel.
Whoa. Well, it makes me feel nostalgic. Makes me remember those days when we were roaming in the streets without these masks on. That was actually a night.
Days.
Yeah, it was actually a Ramadan night in the Medina of Sfax.
Alright.
And it was like wanting people to know where we are from, representing Sfax. So we had that tour over there. We were shooting some clips from near the municipality, some other clips near Bibdiwen. And also, while we were going in there, we had those people dancing in the street, you see, and playing music. And so we started dancing with them. We also
Casually partying.
yeah, Ramadan night. That's how we spend our nights here. And also going into Souq Arba and seeing some people who were selling us the shishia or jibba. I actually bought my shishia that I brought with me to the US during that night.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so something about that video which like took my personal attention, because I used to know you and the team members of 2017, like we know each other from like 7-8 years, something like this. Just seeing the video brings me flashbacks, especially when seeing the way we used to look and the way you used to look and the other teammates, and see that we did actually grow up and we did quite so many things since then, and it might apply on you even more because of the experience.
Yeah, actually the feeling of growing up isn't it could have a growing up physically, yes, for sure, but also there's like growing up mentally, in the way you understand other people, the way you understand the whole around you. That comes with experience, and also more in understanding yourself, what you like, what you don't like, by practicing I wasn't doing the same thing every year in the FGC.
Oh. So something else, like we wanted to talk about in this specific podcast, which is the impact it had on you. Such experience going, like, it is an international competition. It was on a very grand scale. I can only imagine the feeling you had when you entered like the stadium where the competitions were held, and like, you know, it's such thing you don't see every day. So after, like, you spent 1 week in Washington, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just the 1 week in Washington, it's even the whole period you had to spend, like weeks and months before the actual competition. What impact did it had on you? And was it just like, what was the difference between the impact you had here in Tunisia while just preparing and working? And did anything change from you? Like, is there something different between Slim before going to Washington and Slim after coming back?
Slim before Washington is not the same as Slim after Washington, and Slim after Washington is not the same as Slim after Mexico. I'm not the one who went there, but the FGC team, and I'm not the same after Dubai, after the 2020. You see?
Yeah.
The impact it had, it was kind of divided into two phases. The one working here and the one there in the competition with meeting international people. When it comes to working here, you get to grow stronger as a team, understand each other well, more and more, get to know what things, as I said, things you like, things you don't like, work and show the people the things that you're doing online. And when we went to the US, everything was in real now. We were representing Tunisia online, and we were seeing impressions. Well, it's not a good impression at first, because you tell them, hey, I'm from Tunisia, and he's like, oh, Indonesia, no. You see? And then there was a judge, Mr. David S. Price.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know a country named Tunisia before, and at the end of the competition, he was roaming around and he was telling us, oh, I didn't know Tunisia, but right now I know it more than ever. You see?
Yeah.
It's nice, making your country proud of you, showing other people what the real image of our country is, as well as on a personal level. Culturally speaking, you get exposed to different cultures. We were making the world tour in 3 days, because we stayed a week in Washington, but the competition was just 3 or 4 days.
Huh.
So
you had fun.
yeah, I had fun, and it was really, really impactful.
Well, speaking of impactful, like your presence there and the way you honored our country, like it's a thing to be proud of, especially like, you know, sitting on a podium, raising your flag, like we're talking about in real life, not just posters and stuff like that. And, you know, it had generations after you quite so motivated in order to do the same thing such as you. It is that indirect impact that would later be a direct one on those generations. So how can you describe your role? And you were just saying Slim after Washington isn't the same Slim after Mexico, and you said you weren't you know, a main team member. So what are you talking exactly about, and what was your role exactly at the time?
I don't know if some people are watching us here who don't know anything about First Kids or First Global. It is a competition of robotics. Yeah, every year there's a team which participates, and here, this is the First Kids Club. We have mentees, we have coaches, assistants working all together, and we are all one big team. And each year, one team gets from here and travels or participates in the FGC, the First Global Challenge competition. In the 2018 edition, all of us, the 2017 team, were helping them with the experience that we got, as well as other members who were learning from the two teams. And when it comes to me personally, I was the builder in the 2017 team, but I didn't help Team 2018 in terms of building and engineering. But I like discovered a small passion. Started by me editing the videos for the 2017 team, which was simple editing.
Is that video included?
Yeah, including the video of Svex.
Nice.
Until the 2018 team, where I had the chance to really practice photography, videography, shooting videos. We had videos of the preparation camp over here. We were telling ourselves, we're challenging ourselves, every day there will be a video. You see, there was also a video about an iftar that we did together.
Huh?
As we were working in Ramadan. There was also one video about the journey of Team Tunisia, how they spend their day, like starting by learning German altogether, and then going on to working here, cleaning our place first, and starting to work. At the end, there is the driving, etc. So yeah, it went kind of like 2017. Slim was a builder. 2018, discover something called media. That's interesting. So now I'm editing videos for the team. 2019, I'm just helping out with that, editing some videos. There's the video where we went to Kirkana Islands.
Yeah, the Lost Island.
The Lost Paradise.
The Lost
That's what
Paradise.
it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there is also the podcast. So that's a small passion, besides which is like journalism, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So starting especially from Team 2019, as there were international people were invited in our podcast and talking about different cultures and the way we work, etc.
Okay, very nice, Slim. And you can see like the way the experience impacted you. It was like doing the same, but to people who are after you. And you can see that pattern that especially in our club, which is the coaching thing. When you coach somebody in order to become like you, and sometimes you coach somebody who like outmatches you even later, and you know, like sometimes when you make somebody or at least help him improve himself or herself, it is that actually, how do you say it, making you happier or prouder about what you're doing. Like it is one big achievement to actually not improve yourself but help others do the same.
People might think that the experience that you get is valuable because you went to the US and you learned too many things. But it doesn't stop there. If it stops there, then it's not valuable because some other people, you didn't share that with other people. If it stops with you, the limits are just you're the only one who benefits from that. That's not how it should work. You see, it should go on from one person to the other. And that's how we want to. We're doing all of this for the sake of our country to have a better future for a whole generation as a whole. You see?
Yeah, like you shouldn't let that legacy die.
Of course.
Okay, very like straight to the point and so clear. So something I'd like to know from you, Slim, which is like it was 2017. It was 4 years ago, and it was like one great experience. But what is it, the thing that will make you remember it? That is the most remarkable thing, probably. And whenever you see it, whenever you remember it, there will be just so much on your mind and so much you'd like to talk about.
I brought something for you.
Oh, really?
You asked me for it.
Yeah.
I brought a souvenir. The souvenir, please.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the souvenir over here. This is me over here sitting on a podium for the Golden Award. We got 2 medals actually. This is the first medal. That's Albert Einstein Award for International Excellence. It's a silver award. And there's also the Golden Award, which is over here. And it is more of a... It's called the Al Khawarizmi Award for Outstanding Supporter. It was awarded to the First Club, not for me obviously, for supporting the 2017 FGC team in terms of the place where we're working, equipment, technical support. You see?
Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see there you wearing the jibba, you're wearing traditional clothes, and stepping on the first place. So here it is, we said the Al-Khwarizmi Award. So, you know, Al-Khwarizmi is that scientist, he's a mathematician. But he was like very smart in so many domains and he had so many achievements. And that probably explains the outstanding supporter thing about it.
Yeah.
But like this picture, what kind of value or memory does it bring to you?
This picture has a whole story behind it.
I'd like to hear it.
Yeah. At first, me and Omar, we were touring on the countries the day of the closing ceremony. That's what we usually do. We got some people on the pit, receiving other people, and we were the ones who were contacting other teams. And we went downstairs to the pit and we didn't find our teammates. Where could they be? Some guy, probably an advisor or someone from the staff of FGC. He went like, hey, Team Tunisia, you guys are waiting for you downstairs for the closing ceremony. And we went with him. And I just remembered when I got downstairs that that's the closing ceremony. I brought a jibba with me. Some people are wearing the traditional clothes. When am I going to wear that? So that's the chance. So I told them, sorry, can I go and wear my traditional clothes? They said, yes, of course. I went back, wore the jibba. I already had the shishi on my head. I then went back to the line in which we were standing. And the teams were standing in lines. So there were 3 teams in each line. And I don't know how many lines were they, but approximately, let's say, 10. And they were all in one area, and the other teams were not well organized, let's say, and they were in another area. And one by one, when they were announcing the awards, we saw one line going up. The ones who were at the front, they received the bronze medal. The ones in the middle, they received the golden medal, and the ones at the end, they received the silver medal. And we were on the same spot as those teams. So we were telling ourselves, we were standing in the middle.
We're like making guesses.
Yeah, so well, we got an award, guys, and we might be winning the golden award. And there's this guy who's the same as the first time, who came to us again and said, who's the spokesperson here? And I was like, I'm the spokesperson. And he told me later on, when you come down from the podium, come to me, I need you. And like, if he said come down from the podium, that means that we have an award. And I told him, do we have an award? I was like, shh. You see, we were very happy. There is still a clip of me on the shoulders of Mehdi, waving the flag of Tunisia over there. And they announced the first award, which was the International Excellence Award. Unfortunately, we had that like we were hoping that we would get the Golden Award, but there was a mistake in the dispatching of the team, so we got the Silver Award instead, and the Team Oceania got the first one. And I don't know, when I went downstairs, I saw that same guy, and he was like, go, follow the other people. And I was seeing people guiding me all over the way. And suddenly, I found myself on the top of the same podium again, this time standing in the middle. And my teammates were downstairs, and they were asking, where is Slim? We can't find him. Up, they put their heads up, and suddenly they say Slim. They see Slim on the podium. They didn't understand anything. I didn't understand anything either. And they were announcing the award for the first club, and I was in a complete shock.
Yeah, I can just like imagine the surprise on each one of you's faces. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't really forget that. And that's why I had it here as a souvenir. Whenever I look at it, I remember those unforgettable moments.
Really nice, Liam. Really nice. I mean, like, to see such enthusiasm in the way how you managed to memorize something like this, like put it in this um, the photo and the way you took care of it and the way, like, I don't know, like, where do you put it in your room?
Oh well, it's not actually in my room.
Oh?
Yeah, it's actually in the living room, so that every.
Oh, so everyone can see it,
yeah.
not just you. Okay, like, really nice. I really appreciate such enthusiasm. Yeah, so, it was really nice having you with us today, Slim.
Well, it was my greatest pleasure being your guest here as well.
Yeah, so you see like how the roles turned out to be.
Oh.
So I'd like to ask you one thing at last,
Mm-hmm.
which is, can you look at the camera and ask them, well, not ask them, but what would you say to the future generations, including the one of this year, the 2021 edition and beyond?
Generations of participating in
Yeah,
FGC.
of course, Global Challenge as an alumni, and of course, considering and keeping in mind that this is going to be another online competition, which is unlike the physical one or in-person one you went through.
Mm-hmm. I would like to say two things. The first thing is you should be happy, and you should be happy and proud, and should be responsible at the same time. Happy and proud and confident because you have some people behind you. You have some people who went before, who know how this game works, who have some experience to help you guys either this year online or in the next years. And you should be responsible as well, because the first teams got awards. We got 2, the 2018 team got 4, and it's just a legacy which needs to carry on, and you are the ones who need to take this these achievements to the next level, and really keep that image that we instilled for other countries, for our country Tunisia still, and keep that name bright, so that the next time we tell another person, hey, I'm from Tunisia, he doesn't ask me, oh, Indonesia.
Completely with you, Slim. So this way we're pretty much on the end of our first episode of this podcast. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you stay safe, especially in such conditions. And that should be it. Have a good time and see you next time.
See you, goodbye.